Hello, I'm Chef Jason, and welcome to the Great Australian Bite, where we share all things culinary, including history, stories, and recipes. So please don't forget to subscribe and join in on the adventure. Welcome to day one of my new sourdough starter. I had one for about 5 years, but unfortunately the jar got broken, so I'm starting a new one today. So join me on this journey. If you have any advice or any tips, feel free to pass them on to the comments and enjoy. All right, let's get started. First, we're going to need some wholemeal flour. Uh, King Arthur brand is probably the most popular. We'll also need some unbleached all-purpose flour to feed our starter as time goes on, but we will get to that as the days go on. I'm using two mason jars for this. One I will be keeping as a backup. Digital scales, a bowl for water and measurements, Sharpie to mark the jars, or you can use a piece of tape or even a rubber band. And of course, filtered water. Okay, now we're going to start measuring everything out. Turn your scales on. I prefer digital scales because you can actually change the units on them. We are going to be using grams, uh, just out of accuracy more than anything else. The power button also will operate as a tare button, so when you put a container on it and press the tare button, it should reduce the scales back to zero. Okay, we're going to place our bowl on and we will start with the water. We are looking at a measurement of 60 grams, around 60 grams for both the water and the flour. It's a little over, that's fine. I'll try to make sure the flour is the same. So I mentioned that we were using the whole grain flour. The reason why we use the whole grain flour, it really does help with the yeast. The bran inside is perfect fuel for the wild yeast to feed on and grow. You can also use rye flour as well. That also has the same kind of effect of whole grain flour. Uh, in the end, what you're trying to do is help your yeast to feed. We will be using the unbleached flour. They'll be used to feed our starter once it gets going. I'm trying for 60 grams again. Uh, there we go. Now we're going to add the water, the measured water, to our jar. We're going to get ourselves a fork first. You can dig a well in there to make it easier to mix. It's not necessary, but I'd just like to dig a little well in there to help mix it. We're going to keep combining the water and the flour till eventually we get a very thick paste. It still feels a bit lumpy, but we're looking at getting this nice thick paste. And that's about the right consistency that we're looking for. Okay, I'll get started with the second jar now. Uh, so I'm doing the measurements again. Around 60 grams for both water and flour. Uh, I mentioned before that I'm using filtered water. Uh, Try, if you can, not to use chlorinated water, as this can actually kill the wild yeast and the bacteria inside. So if you can, avoid using chlorinated water. a little bit more. And there we go. Now the flour. As I said before, this second jar is a backup. So one thing you need to understand, there are no guarantees in nature. So one may work, one may not. So I always prefer to have a backup. Unfortunately, before I did not have a backup, and I dropped the jar and no more starters. So this is the whole reason I'm starting up a new one now. The one thing that starters definitely need, they require care, and as in any life form, they require care and attention. I know some people who have names for their starters. So if anyone out there has got any idea for names for these two younglings here, drop your ideas in the comments. So let's combine these two again. Remember, we're using a fork to stir it into a nice thick paste. Also on these mason jars, don't tighten these mason jar lids. You want to keep them reasonably loose. If your starter doesn't have enough room to grow, it can actually crack the glass. Now, with marker, we're going to draw a line. This is the level where our starter is right now, so we can see how much it grows. You can also use some tape or rubber band or whatever you like to sort of mark the jar. So our house at the moment is quite cool due to air conditioning. So I've reserved a spot in my garage in a little cupboard there for these younglings to grow. So with that, we'll now wait 24 hours and see if there's any signs of movement. That's all I'm going to say. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for day 2. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and feel free to leave a comment below. Also, don't forget to check out our other content as well. This is Chef Jason, and don't forget, love is the secret ingredient.